Welcome to savemake.com. Action, start. Today I want to come back to a concept that we have discussed, which is this matrix to help triage everything that you have to do. And on this venture of living below your means, you are going to see that some topics, they are easy, some they are difficult, because for example you have never done them, and some they have a big stake and some they have a small stake. So I've put together this matrix, and actually it's a very common matrix. I did not invent it. I'm sure that some of the watchers, you are familiar with it. And I was helping somebody, and he came back to me and said, Philip, I don't understand very well how it's working. Can you re-explain to me? So I kind of scratched my head and thought, well, I need to use an example which is going to speak to the masses, to almost anybody. So let's pretend that in your garden you have a small apple tree, okay? And the apple tree is of a size that the bottom of the tree, the bottom of the branches, you are able to grab some of the apples. And we are going to pretend that we are in the fall when it's harvest time. So as always, I am going to use some colors to help, and then we are going to fill the chart at the same time. So imagine the apple tree is just in front of you, and it's loaded of apples to a point that there are even some on the ground. So you have apples which are here at the bottom, and you are going to see why I put them in green, okay? You have some apples that are on the ground. I put them in black. They have already fallen. Then you have apples that are in the middle section of the tree, out of reach. And I'm sure that already with the colors you are seeing, you are guessing already where I'm going to come with the conclusion. And then there are some apples that are on the outskirt, on the thin limbs of the tree. So your project is to harvest those apples because you want to do a pie, an apple pie, you want to do some jam for the winter, and of course you want to get the best apples, the ones that are ripe, and also the ones which are the easiest to collect. So looking at the tree, and of course you know I'm kind of already giving the answer with the colors, which one are the best apples for the project? Of course, the ones that are at the bottom of the tree, because they are at arm reach, so you don't need a tool, you don't need to climb in the tree, but they have not yet fallen and they have not been eaten by the animals, or they are not overly ripe that you cannot use, or you need to start to cut some of the portion. So you are going to start here. If I go back to that chart, where am I going to put that category of apples? Well, they are easy, and it's a big stake, it's the bigger stake. So the apples in green, I'm going to put them here. And that's what I call my number one, my priority number one. Then I am seeing a bunch of apples which are in the middle of the tree. Well, for those, I need to have a ladder. So I need to go grab a ladder, make sure that for those who have already used a ladder, you need to make sure that the ladder is properly positioned, both at the bottom and at the top. And once I am with the ladder properly secure, I can go up the tree and start to collect in that area some of the apples. But you imagine that I need to go around the tree with my ladder, because when I am here, I'm not here. So it's more difficult. They're as good. So if we try to reposition that here, the stake is still big, so same as the number one, the green, but it's more difficult. So this is what I call my priority number 2. Big stake, but more difficult. And I may not have the experience. Those also that are on the floor, well, on the ground, that's easy to collect them, but they might be too ripe. I may have to sort half. If I have employees, I need to explain how to do it. So the steak is not as good because I may throw away half of the apples, but it's easy. So that could be also my priority number 2, those that are on the floor. And then the ones that are on the outskirts, well, I don't know if you have already been on a tree on the outskirts. The limbs are very thin. At the end, there are not that many. So that goes in, there are not that many, so it's a small stake and it's difficult. And this is a part where actually you never venture. Like those that are here, you are not going to collect those apples. It's too risky and not enough. So you see, I hope that with this comparison, I have better clarified how this triage chart, as I call it, can help you prioritize what is important. And you are going to see glaring the big stake and easy, and this is your priority. And that should help you to determine that one thing out of the different things that are here that you want to do first. So, as always, if you have any questions, please ask them through the comment section. And I'm going to put a PDF document that you can see on the side on the website, where you can download directly that template so that you can fill it.